In the heart of an ancient land, surrounded by towering mountains wrapped in mist, there once stood a kingdom now nearly forgotten by time. A kingdom spoken of only in fragments in ruins, in songs, and in whispers around flickering fires. Its name was Amaru, a land whose power did not come from armies or wealth or bloodlines, but from a tree. Not just any tree but a sacred, towering being believed to be the bridge between the world of the living and the spirits of the ancestors. A tree that, according to the people of Amaru, chose their rulers. It decided who would lead, who would guide, who would carry the hopes and destiny of the kingdom itself. This is the legend of the Tree of Veils. The tree that crowned kings. The tree that ended a kingdom. And the tree that vanished, without a trace. To truly understand the legend, we must first enter the land where it began. Amaru was a valley kingdom fertile, green, and blessed with rivers that shimmered in the sun like strands of silver. Surrounded by mountains and forests thick with life. The people believed the land itself was alive, listening, watching. They worshipped no idols. No carved statues. No temples of stone. Their temple was nature itself. In their belief, every river held memory. Every mountain held wisdom. And every tree held the presence of the ancestors. But among them all, one tree rose above the rest, the Tree of Veils. It was said to have stood for thousands of years. Its trunk is pale white like moonlight. Its leaves shimmering gold at dawn and deep blue at dusk as if reflecting a sky beyond this world. The people believed this tree was the place where the spirits of their ancestors gathered. Where the living and the unseen worlds touched. And so, naturally, leadership was left in the hands of the spirits. When the ruler of Amaru died, there were no elections. There were no royal bloodlines. No battle for inheritance. Instead, the people gathered at the base of the sacred tree during what they called the Day of Choosing. The entire kingdom attended. Priests carried sacred drums that echoed like heartbeats. The air smelled of incense, river herbs, and smoke. Every potential leader, whether nobleborn or common, stepped forward, one by one, and placed their hand against the trunk of the Tree of Veils. They closed their eyes. Held their breath. Waited. If the tree accepted them, it released what the people called the breath of the ancestors. The golden leaves would shake without wind, then fall gently around the chosen one, like rain made of sunlight. The people would cheer. The priests would kneel. The spirits had spoken. But if the tree remained silent, no leaves, no shimmer, no sign, it meant the ancestors did not choose them. Rejection from the tree was not shameful. It simply meant destiny did not call. The chosen ruler then led with unquestioned authority, not because of their birth, but because the divine world had selected them. This belief held the kingdom together. This tradition was the heart of the culture. This trust would one day be shattered. Among the rulers chosen by the tree, none were more beloved than Queen Leren. She was not born noble. Not the daughter of any council. She was a potter's child raised in the simplicity of village life. But when she placed her hand upon the tree, its branches shook with such force that leaves filled the air like a storm of gold. The people believed the ancestors had not only chosen her but celebrated her. Under Queen Leren's rule, Amaru flourished. The rivers ran full. The crops grew green and strong. Trade flourished. Peace lasted longer than anyone could remember. Songs were written about her laughter. Children recited her teachings. Travelers came from distant lands just to see the harmony of Amaru. They called it the Golden Era. And yet, nothing in history remains golden forever. As Queen Leren aged, the question of succession returned. And for the first time, doubt crept into the kingdom. Some whispered that the priests who guarded the tree had begun to grow powerful. Too powerful. They controlled who touched the tree. Who entered the sacred valley. Who was considered worthy. Rumors spread that choices could be influenced, or even bought. Others argued that such a thing was impossible. The tree was ancient. Sacred. Beyond human manipulation. But doubt is its own kind of seed. Once planted, it grows. Nobles argued. Villages murmured. Faith began to fracture. Even the queen herself sensed the change. When Queen Leren passed into the realm of the ancestors, the kingdom gathered again before the tree. Two figures stepped forward as candidates. Prince Arias, the queen's adopted son. Kind-hearted, gentle, educated, beloved by the common people. And General Caliph, a warrior of unmatched skill, respected, feared, and admired by the armies. The ceremony began. Prince Arias placed his hand on the tree. The leaves glowed, and gently fell. The kingdom cheered. The choice was clear. But then, General Caliph stepped forward. And suddenly, the tree reacted again. Leaves fell a second time. Two chosen rulers. Something that had never happened in the entire history of the kingdom. Silence spread through the valley. Confusion turned to fear. Fear turned to anger. And anger turned to war. Supporters of Prince Areas argued that the tree had chosen unity, wisdom and strength ruling side by side. Supporters of General Caliph argued that there could only be one ruler and that the stronger man must lead. What began as disagreement became divided. What began as division became violence. Villages burned. Families starved. The rivers ran dark. Songs turned to screams. A kingdom that had once been unified under the spirit of the ancestors now tore itself apart. And at the center of it all stood the Tree of Veils. Watching. Silent. Ancient. Witness to human chaos. In the final days of the war, something unimaginable happened. On a moonless night, witnesses reported seeing the sacred tree illuminated in a blinding light as if it were burning from within, without flame, without smoke. Some said the priests, in desperation, cut it down to prevent either side from claiming divine right. Some said the roots retracted into the earth, returning to the realm of the ancestors. Some said it was taken by something not of this world. But when the sun rose, the tree was gone. No stump. No roots. No ashes. Nothing. Only a vast, empty crater, as though the earth itself had swallowed it. With the tree gone, there was no authority. No unity. No prophecy. The kingdom of Amaru dissolved. Its people scattered. Its language faded. Its memory turned to legend. Today, anthropologists search for clues. Archaeologists study ruins believed to be from Amaru. Linguists trace fragments of the old language in regional dialects. Some believe the tree was a rare species used in sacred rites. Others believe the story symbolizes a shift from spiritual leadership to political power. But among the people who still live near the valley, the story is not myth. It is a memory. They still speak of the tree. They still sing the songs of Queen Laren. They still say the ancestors watch through the leaves of every forest. And they still believe. The tree did not die. It is waiting. Waiting for a time of great need. Waiting for a leader worthy of its blessing. Waiting for a world that listens once again to the whispers of the ancestors. The story of Amaru reminds us of a truth echoed across history. Power built on belief is stronger than any weapon. Leadership is not claimed, it is given. And once trust is broken, the fall is inevitable. But where memory remains, hope remains. And perhaps somewhere, deep beneath the soil of forgotten lands, the roots of the Tree of Veils are still alive. Silent. Listening. Waiting for the next touch. The next heartbeat. The next chosen one. This is the legend of the tree that chose kings.